Peace and blessings, family. Sister Archie. This is very interesting. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and oh, heck no, I do not celebrate Thanksgiving. I am not jubilant about slaughter. Now, at this year's parade, Macy's is adding a whole section of the parade dedicated to transgenders. Now, in saying anything in this share, I mean absolutely nobody any harm whatsoever. I know every issue can be addressed in a peaceful fashion so that the whole world can experience an incredible amount of freedom and safety. We're not safe with these Western folks in charge of stuff. So that is due to different physiological tendencies that they, on an individual and a societal level, have. That's just the science. It's not about me selectively looking at someone's skin and for no good reason whatsoever just go, oh, that skin, I don't like that skin. I support real diversity. I love a planet filled with all kinds of cultures, all kinds of different phenotypes. It's a beautiful thing. But the only way to support that is separation. Right? If you could have one human body, but inside you got all your organs separated out because they do different functions. In order for them to integrate, that means you jumped off a building and you're a giant quivering mash of just on the ground, okay? And so with the Macy's parade, the whole transgenderism, you got to be extra PC these days, especially when you're pro-black, because we're the ones that they want to genocide specifically using the radioactive CMOS and rice. And so that makes it complicated with my channel, which is the reason why my voice is so hidden. Right? The reason why when you go to what they call new black media, they have yet to mention, 9 billion missing crabs, and they're just dead, okay? And they ain't coming back. Nobody in this new black media other than one mighty, mighty brother. And I don't want to speak names right now, but I love this brother. Nobody in new black media mentioned anything to do with the bioluminescent ocean or whatever. But anyway, that's why with my channel, where I just bring you 100% of the truth as time in my life permits. And Dr. She, same thing. I mean, he posts very infrequently, but when he does, he is my favorite voice on all of social media. I am not even kidding. If I did not know that man and I ran across his content, I would recognize this is a fact, okay? I'm just saying it is what it is. Now, because of this integration concept, it has put us too close to the phenotypical ways of these persons, and thereby they've been able to use us as a wedge, as the poster children of their own just generational confusion, because these different tendencies, this ain't nothing new. This is something that they've been doing behind the scenes, and they just keep it out of their newspaper headlines. But if you look for them, like if you go to the murder YouTube channels, I watch so many videos about them murdering each other through all their history, decades, centuries and centuries, that I couldn't listen to any more, because it was causing me nightmares. After a while, I had a nightmare, and one was enough for me, and I was done. And so when you contemplate these people, and they've given us this merchant in ivory or I don't know what those two directors are who produce those. Their media is a far more effective lynching than anything that happened during Jim Crow, if you put all the lynchings together as one, where through their media, they have perpetrated a fraud about themselves, who they are and what they are. So that we have this concept of them as just being the nicest, the sweetest, the most civilized, the most intelligent, the most this, the most that. I'm not about harming white people. I'm about truth. And the truth, the reason why it's vital to get it out is because through the nuclear industry, through the fissioning process, they have brought our planet to the brink of destruction. And this is information you only get on this channel. That's it, period. And the research and the work. Oh my goodness, I'm writing my new novel. That's why I don't come up here quite as often at all. Because it's work and all the reading I've done just to confirm I know what I'm talking about. And so when it comes to the transgenders, I've concluded recently that the whole thing is controlled opposition. Because you gotta think about, where the heck did this whole just behemoth start? How do you allow in a society the notion that you can just chop off your natural body parts and become the opposite sex? Nothing is more ludicrous than that. But that's how controlled opposition works. When you would see Cynthia G going up against whomever the heck she would go up against, it was all controlled opposition. They would never allow someone like her or O'Shea Dookie Jackson. They would never allow those persons to actually go up against in a debate with those who are genuinely pro-black. And so when it comes to the transgenders, everybody's ire is focused on this. As a matter of fact, with the Macy's parade, this petition was launched and it got 17,000 signatures asking Macy's not to include a whole section of transgenders, that it's not family friendly. And no, it's not at all. Giving this whole delusional mindset a mantle of a legitimacy. And that is going to affect children. That's the same thing with the swirling and the bed bucking, where you wind up, even though there is no cogent logic in terminating your existence as a black person. Because if you love yourself, you want more of yourself. You marry white people who have convinced everyone that they're the best on the planet. Whatever children may come from that, they marry more white people. They don't marry black people. Okay? And so you just exited from the world. And if there's more and more of folks who have been pressurized by the society, that when you look at the media is nonstop swirling everywhere, or you got the transgenders, the homosexuals, the rise in the depiction on their media is mostly comprised of black you and me. Okay? And so if you've got all of this, infestation into the children's minds, just like Hitler said, when the guy was like, someone said, you may get some, but you don't got me. He said, I don't give a damn about you. I got your children. And then you got the choir out in California singing, we're coming for your children. They really mean it. And so you can't allow something like this at all. No, you can't. Because you got children out there who are being absconded, kidnapped from their own parents right in the public fool system, where they don't tell the parents, and nobody has to say that you really, when you come here, Johnny, you're Cheryl. Don't tell everybody that your preferred pronouns are something else now. I want pronouns back. They made fun of us over, Ebonics, you guys don't know how to speak correctly. And then they're just hijacking, shanghaiing the only language that I speak. I wish I could speak more. But they're shanghaiing the whole entire language, telling folks where you'll even get fired from certain civil positions if you don't use the quote-unquote correct pronouns. This is lunacy. But you'll never hear the white people say, is there something wrong with us? You'll never hear them say that. So my solution for Black us, because this is something, when they go this crazy, it takes centuries for them to work it out. And we don't have centuries with Fukushima. And that's the point, right? They want us distracted massively. And so that there's no, they're making, the whole freaking U.S. Army is buying Fukushima seafood to make up for the fact that the Asians don't want it anymore. And nobody's talking about that but me, right? So this, for me, when I look, this is just controlled opposition so that they get all upset at Dylan Mulvaney. They tried to bring Silly Porter out, trying to make him look like all Black us support that kind of nonsense, right? No, we don't. They had to kick the people off, right? Irritated Genie, they had to kick him off of social media when he was the one who was showing us they got penis parks in Germany. I found that out through his YouTube channel, right? All that stuff, that started with the Caucasians, not with us. And we don't want it, but they hide our voices. They got BLM up there, which is admitted that it's just there to support transgenderism, right? They wanted us to just, look at BLM, we love it. And now they got BLM coming out saying, we support Trump. That's because they don't want us to separate. They want us invested in their conflict. So this right here, this is part of the way they get us invested in their lunacy. Because you gotta examine the original gateway drug that brought this in. And that is simply homosexuality and feminism. I don't want to just, put it all on the homosexuals. But to present that choice as if it's an alternative lifestyle, it just, like the swirling, it doesn't hold up water. There aren't men out there who, when they see a little tiny baby, they go, and they're just driven to want to hold the baby and want to coo with the baby. No. That's not a natural man. Okay? And so the idea that they could, I've heard terrible stories about them, adopting children and doing horrible things. Am I saying all of them do that? No, but it's just not the way that humanity is structured for the best outcome possible. Are there dysfunctional heterosexuals out there? Of course there are. But the more we step away from lunacy being in charge of what we perceive of the world, the better we can all heal each other as best we can. We've been traumatized. So that leaves scars. The idea that we can judge when something's broken, you can't look at it and say, well, I know what that was meant to be. Okay? And so when I see this level of upset over the transgenders, it also makes me think how myself and Brother Yappo Yappa and Brother Chris Miller, Mad Black TV, and Dr. She, specifically Dr. She and myself, on 25,000 year cycle .org. There's so much healing going on here because we are naturally Black. We seek your empowerment. We seek your fortification. I am like, whoa, am I knocking my head writing? Because I'm social media. It's a wrap for me. Everywhere I go, they're like, oh no, not this chick. At this point in time, if I leave a comment, more than likely, nobody's going to see it whatsoever. And as far as this channel right here, I'm like, we can scream louder than this new technological Jim Crow, where behind the scenes, ain't nobody controlling you. If those folks can start position, and I'm not trying to say the white people are better than us. No, they're not. But they're also not targeted like us. We are targeted by everybody. We have no friends. And that has created such a sense of just exhaustion with being black. And so when you hear somebody black like me, who I ain't got no apologies for loving you, it's hard to believe it's possible. You what? Don't nobody love me? I do. Dr. She does. There's a lot of good people out here who we do. And our voices are purposefully hidden. Okay? So go on over here. Escape the algorithm. Find healing in a just level that, whoa, I am not joking. There are not any products up here that contain any ingredients meant to addict you to them, meant to just take care of your symptoms and not take care of you. Okay? Go on over here and get your heel on, because you deserve it. Finally, but only if you know it. Straight black family pride is our map to forever. Peace and blessings, family.